So, if you've come across this video, it's probably because you or a loved one has recently had a cancer scare of some sort and you're trying to figure out what to do next. So because of that, I wanted to make this short video and briefly talk about cancer insurance. For those of you that do not know, men have a 1 in 3 chance and women have a 1 in 4 chance of getting some form of cancer during their lifetime. Now, I don't know of anyone that does not know someone that has had one form of cancer or another, but yet many of you still do not have cancer insurance. I'm going to chalk that up to folks just not being aware that this type of product does exist. Now, aside from the physical aspects of dealing with cancer, what does that mean to the average person financially that does have health insurance? That's what we're going to look at today. Okay, so here's a nice little resource I use from time to time. It's called costhelper.com. It's a website that basically gives you a pretty good general idea on what you can expect with regards to cost for a wide variety of things. Right down here, you see the different categories that they can offer you cost information on. Health and personal care. But right up here in the top right of this screen, they have a little search box where you would just basically type in what it is that you're looking to get information on. So we're going to type in here lung cancer. And then we hit enter. And it's typically going to be one of the top results. Just click on that. All right, so in reference to getting treatment for lung cancer, as we can see up top here, once again, obviously someone that does not have any type of health insurance is going to pay considerably more for their care. But let's scroll down a little bit here. All right, so all right, so it says for patients covered by health insurance, your out-of-pocket costs for skin cancer treatment typically consist of doctor visits, lab and prescription drug copays, as well as coinsurance of 10 to 50% for surgery and other procedures, which can easily reach your yearly out-of-pocket maximum. Lung cancer treatment typically is covered by health insurance, although some plans might not cover individual drugs or treatments. So that 10 to 15% of coinsurance, that does not begin until after you've met your deductible. So your deductible is the amount that you are first responsible for in reference to your medical expenses. Some plans have a set copay for an office visit. Other plans, you'll have to meet your deductible first before you pay that set copay. So your deductible can be quite high depending on what type of plan you selected. Typically, like many people do, they go for plans that have the lowest monthly cost available. But unfortunately, the way health insurance plans work is that the deductible and the monthly premium that you pay have an opposite or an inverse relationship. So as one goes down, the other goes up. So in order to have a lower monthly payment, you're typically going to have to take a higher deductible. And vice versa. If you want to have a lower deductible for your plan, you're going to have a higher monthly premium. Back over here, for lung cancer in particular, says treatment typically involves one or more of the following options: alone or in combination. Surgery, which can cost $15,000 or more. And then you have your chemotherapy, which can cost $10,000 to $200,000 or more. Radiation therapy, which can cost $10,000 to $50,000 or more. And or drug therapy, which can cost as much as $4,000 or more per month, depending on the drug used. For instance, Lucentis cost about $1,600 a dose, with Tarceva costing $3,500 per dose. As you can see, getting care for lung cancer can be quite expensive very, very quickly. So I just wanted to kind of point out some of these costs. What I'm going to do next is take a look at what you can expect in terms of deductibles and coinsurance with some of the plans that someone would get from, say, the marketplace. Okay, folks, so here we are at the world-famous healthcare.gov website. And what we want to do is take a look and get an idea what type of cost we're going to be looking at in the event we have to first satisfy our deductible, and then what our coinsurance responsibility will be as well. So we're going to click over here, get coverage. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Click preview 2016 plans. We're going to type in our zip code. Since I'm here in Florida, I'm going to type in a Florida zip code. And we're going to make this be for a single person. Let's enter. Okay, yes, we are looking at a female. Okay, so let's say we have a, 50-year-old female, not eligible through coverage to employer, Medicare or CHIPS, not a parent, single. Okay, continue. Continue again. Expected 2016 income. Let's just go with, let's say $45,000 income. All right. And this is based on the information I've provided so far. We would be eligible for a reduction in our monthly premium by $25 per month. That's the amount of tax credit we would qualify for based on that information provided. $25 a month reduction. Okay, so let's go on to the next section. Do you want to estimate total cost? No. Review. Yes. Continue the plans. Okay. So the plans are sorted in the order of monthly premium. And so the plans with the lower costing monthly premiums are going to be towards the top, and they're going to increase as we go down. Alrighty, so at the top of the list, we can see that Coventry here, their plan, it's an HSA. You're going to be looking at a monthly premium, including the $25 savings we'll get in from the subsidy of $25. That's going to bring it down to $279 a month. And we're going to be looking at a deductible of $6,450. Let's go down to the next plan, also by Coventry, another HMO, $286 a month, $6,850 deductible, a little higher. Let's keep on going. Here we have Molina. Their plan is $315, $5,000 deductible. Ambetter, $321 with a $6,800 deductible. basically, once we've met this $6,800, we've also satisfied the max out of pocket. As you can see here, the most you'll have to pay for coverage services in a year, no matter how much care you need. Once you spend this amount, your insurance pays 100% from that point forward. So basically, this deductible has to first be met before your coverage begins, and $6,800 was for that plan. Let's go down to the next carrier. Here we have Florida Blue, their HMO, $321 a month. $68.50 is their deductible. And Ambetter, let's kind of keep going. We got Humana here at $330 with a $64.50 deductible. And these are all bronze plans, by the way. And $339 for a $6,800 deductible. Let's take a look at one more page. So here we have Coventry. Their HMO plan on the beginning of the second page has a monthly premium of $345, and the deductible is now starting to come down. We're at $27.50 with a max out of pocket of $68.50. So basically, once you've hit this, then your coinsurance kicks in, and then you're responsible for the difference in coinsurance between this $27.50 and the $68.50. And here we got Ambetter again, $351, $68.50, $362, $48.50 from Humana. So, $362. So your deductibles are kind of staying in the same range, even though your premium is also kind of ticking up. It's not particularly ideal. All right, so here's our first decent deductible, $2,000, but then your monthly premium is $377. And you're responsible for the difference. The other $48.50 is going to be your responsibility. Once you've hit a total of $68.50, that's this $2,000 plus the additional $48.50, then you've reached your max out of pocket, and the plan will pay from that point forward for the rest of the year at 100%. So let's just take a quick look here and see what the coinsurance is. You got a 30% coinsurance for your hospitalization-related expenses. All right, so your office co-pays are $20 for your primary care, $55 for your specialist. X-rays and diagnostic imaging, $55 copay. Drugs, copay for your prescriptions. You have a deductible on your prescriptions on this plan of $200. All right, so the coinsurance on this plan is 30%. Here. So basically, what that means is once you've hit your $2,000 deductible, then the carrier will cover 70% of the medical expenses for you. You'll be responsible for the other 30%. Once your 30% has equaled $48.50, then between your $48.50 and your $2,000 deductible, you would have then hit your max out of pocket. So, for a lot of folks, having to come up with those funds will be a bit of a challenge. A A lot of folks that I come in contact with, they're kind of living paycheck to paycheck. They're just kind of keeping their fingers crossed that they don't have any major injuries or illnesses that can sideline them in the hospital, because, having to be responsible for these deductibles can be, a bit of a challenge for many individuals. Many folks don't have these funds set aside in a savings account of some sort. They may have to dip into their retirement savings, or for those who do have a retirement savings plan set aside. But a lot of the folks I speak with, they don't. They have maybe a couple $1,000 in the bank. They kind of, as I mentioned, they're living paycheck to paycheck. So being hit with any type of major illness will definitely throw a major monkey wrench in their financial plans. If they have to take some time off from work, I don't know, if they have if their employer, or if they have a separate disability income plan to work and adjacent to what they have on the health insurance side. So for many folks, it would be quite a challenge, to say the least, if they were subject to having to take some time off from work to get treatment. So you're looking at the double whammy of losing income from having to miss work, coupled with having to come out of pocket to meet your deductible for your health insurance plan. So if you don't have anything on the supplemental side that can help provide you with those extra monies, you're definitely going to be in a rock and a hard place. So that's why I always encourage folks to get some of those very nice supplemental plans that are out there that can definitely bridge the gap and, save them from having to dip into their savings for one, on top of, allowing them a little bit of peace of mind that if they do have to miss work, they know they do have some funds available to them to kind of help tide them over until they're able to get their treatments taken care for and, get back on their feet. So what I'm going to discuss next is going to be some of the supplemental plans that I have access to that can greatly assist in addressing meeting these high deductibles that individuals would be subject to having to pay for before their health insurance kicked in. Okay, so what's the solution? I mean, again, the problem is that with most of these plans, especially the ones that many folks get that have the lower monthly premiums, they end up having a pretty high deductible. And your coverage typically doesn't begin until after you've met this deductible. Let's take a look at this plan here being offered by Coventry. The monthly premium, $284. Your deductible is $6,850. Let's take a little deeper look at this plan. The summary of benefits here. All right, so to see your primary care doctor, you have a $15 copay. Your specialist visit, no charge after deductible. If you have to get any type of laboratory, outpatient lab work done, x-rays, imaging, diagnostic, x-rays, MRIs, CAT scans, that type of a thing, no charge after deductible. How much is the deductible? $6,850. Let's continue down the line. We have your prescription drugs, no charge after deductible. If you end up being hospitalized, your emergency room, your inpatient, your physician and surgical services, no charge after deductible. Mental health, dependence. So that deductible is going to have to be met for many of the basic usages that you would have of your plan. And many folks don't have this amount of funds readily accessible. So the solution, or what can be used that can provide a tremendous benefit, would be having some sort of supplemental insurance, particularly, in the event you were ever diagnosed with a critical illness like cancer, for argument's sake. We saw what type of expenses you could run into when it comes to getting treatment. And if you don't have these funds available, having a policy in place, a supplemental insurance policy or a cancer policy of some sort, that would provide you with a lump sum of monies that you could use to do whatever you like. Those funds could be used to, provide income in the event you had to take some time off from work because you wanted to get your treatments. Let's assume you wanted to take a mini vacation with your family. Let's assume you wanted to use those funds to help meet your out-of-pocket medical expenses. You can pretty much do whatever you like with those funds. But unless you have a plan like that in place, it's really going to be a challenge for many individuals to meet that financial obligation that their health insurance plan is going to have for them. So, I have some plans that I have available to me from many of the different carriers that I work with. Some of them will cover individuals as young as 18 years of age all the way up to 89 years of age, particularly as it pertains to cancer. And then the benefit amount will range anywhere from $10,000 up to $50,000 on average, some a little higher. But figure on average anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000, just depending on what's gonna best meet your budget. So, again, I highly recommend everyone has some sort of supplemental coverage in addition to their health insurance plan, because as I've demonstrated, having to meet that deductible and then having funds left over, it would greatly assist. Most plans, unfortunately, they're designed to pay your doctor and hospital, but they don't pay you as the patient. You have to ask yourself, if you were unable to work due to an illness, would getting a check in the mail to you for a few $1,000s, would that help alleviate a lot of your financial strains that you would be experiencing? So for many people, the answer is yes to that question. My suggestion to you is to get in contact with me, give me a call, visit my website. The contact information is there as well. Get in contact with me. I'll be more than willing to give you a free quote. This way you can kind of get an idea as to what you'll be looking at. And I can answer any additional questions that you may have. So until next time, you enjoy the rest of your day there. Take care.